there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is SquareXO episode 93. I was going to say 94 there, because I thought that earlier, but it's not, it's 93. Today I'm joined by Nick.
Hello.
And Rebecca.
Hi.
Okay, before we start, don't forget you can follow us at twitter.com/square_XO, facebook.com/squarexo. You can back us at patreon.com/squarexo. We're also on twitch.tv/squarexo, although we've not been streaming much, but maybe we'll do that one day. youtube.com/JohansonWater, and now instagram.com/squarexo podcast. And our Instagram following is growing every day, which is amazing. So, yeah, if you're on Instagram, give us a follow. And don't forget the website, squarexo.co.uk. That's the most important part. Loads of reviews went live. Crackdown, Dirt Rally 2 went live today. Far Cry New Dawn, Jump Force, Metro Exodus. Loads of reviews. 27 this month so far, I think. So quite a lot.
Wow, nice.
More to come as well. So, yeah, lots of content. Okay, so we're going to get on with gaming news first of all. Obviously, we do our unnews thing, which is a daily news podcast, which lasts about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the day, depending on the news. So you can check that out. I know a lot of you have been checking that out, but so it's just a way for us to bring you news every day. But we'll just go through some of the stuff that has been on the news. We'll sort of go over it briefly. Today's charts. Let me just think back. I need a sort of flashback to the charts. It was Far Cry New Dawn at number 1, I believe. I think it beat Metro Exodus by about 2,000 units. But it was
pretty close.
I think it was down 80 to 86% though, compared to Far Cry 5. So the sales were really low compared to the release of Far Cry 5. But it still got number 1. Metro Exodus, though, sales were kind of up compared to Last Light. They were well up. So it never quite got number 1, wasn't far off. Jump Force, I think, was number 4. That done okay. And Crackdown completely flopped. Sold about 4,000 units or something.
Seriously?
It struggled.
Yeah, it's barely sold a thing.
Struggled to get 10% of what Crackdown 2 did at once. So,
I mean, Game Pass is going to take a big percentage of that, but that's... Wow.
Yeah, so...
Yep.
Not so good. So yeah, that was the charts. There was also rumours of a Nintendo VR coming out, and the way it was described is it's going to be a bit like Google Cardboard, a bit like Nintendo Labo. So basically a cardboard VR. So it made me think, well, maybe you could just use Google Cardboard and not pay the 60 quid that Nintendo no doubt charge for a bit of cardboard.
So basically everything that I do with Apple at the moment then.
So just kind of make your own, probably. Well, but you'll need the software, no doubt, and then the software will probably be just a bunch of mini games, Mario mini games, and that will be it. There won't be any other support except these mini games. I can see it now. Oh God, it sounds like a sort of. I'm sure being Nintendo will be innovative in some way, but I don't know. It sounds a bit half-assed, to be honest.
The only thing that I think of that is most like PSVR, Oculus, and those, they kind of have a bit of a age rating on them, and anyone under the age of 12 is not recommended because it's not been tested on eyesight. Nintendo is not predominantly, but it's kind of marketed more towards your younger generation. So that's a bit of an odd. I don't know.
Yeah, that being said, they did pioneer the whole 3D. The 3DS, the stereoscopic 3Ds. So it's not too surprising that they want to go out into more visual stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 3DS was quite cool, the way that worked. I thought I didn't use it a lot because it just didn't. I was going to say,
I don't think I know anyone that actually used the 3D on it though. Like maybe the first time you got it, but after that, I think the majority of people, on the new 3DS XLs, it was much better, but on the kind of original ones, it was just a little bit jarring.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. But like,
I only ever used it for Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it was alright, but I didn't use it much, to be honest. But it'll be interesting to see what they do anyway. There's also rumours of a Nintendo Switch Mini. Now, I don't really like the sound of that, personally. It's a bit weird. I quite like the way it is now, the size it is now with the big screens. I don't think I really want a smaller screen. I wouldn't buy it. But I can understand maybe why they would release it, just to sort of replace the 3DS.
Well, I want them to release it just in the hopes it knocks down the price of the Switch, because I still haven't got around to buying one. So, from that purely selfish perspective.
But would you want a smaller screen? I don't know. I wouldn't.
I guess it would make it slightly more portable. I see people playing the Switch on the train every day on the way into work, and no one ever chucks it in their jacket pocket like I do with my 3DS. It's grab the bag, find a pocket big enough for the Switch that isn't the main compartment, which just seems like a bit of a faff, to be honest. So a slightly smaller screen could possibly have its benefits, but then if they have a smaller screen, what are they going to do about the Joy-Cons? Because they can't really make that any smaller in terms of height.
No, I mean
so it'd probably stay the same height. It'd probably just be not as wide or something.
So what, looking like a 3:2 ratio rather than what's the current one, a 2:1 roughly?
Yeah, possibly. Aye. So, I mean, yeah, it probably is. So maybe they would just shrink it width-wise, I guess.
I mean, I remember seeing probably rumours and prototypes online of them doing it without the bezel, so they could make it smaller in that respect, because the Switch has got a fairly kind of chunk of bezel around the outside. So if they got rid of that, you would still essentially have, I mean, the Switch, again, the Joy-Cons would maybe still be a bit over the top, but you could kind of cut that off and make it smaller that way, but you wouldn't actually be losing any kind of screen size.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. 4 new Ubisoft titles to be announced before the end of the next financial year. We don't really know what they are, though. I think I tried to remember what they've announced. Skull and Bones is probably going to be one of them. I don't know. There's not going to be an Assassin's Creed this year, so it won't be that. So there's 3 other titles that we don't really know what they could be. Maybe there'll be another sort of Nintendo-ish game, a bit like Mario and Rabbids.
Number 2 or something.
What was that, sorry?
Like a Mario and Rabbids 2.
Yeah.
Like a kind of successor to the...
And they normally have a few other things, don't they, that they'll throw out now and again.
I'm just holding on for the Detective Pikachu game that there will inevitably be. There was a new trailer for that went up today, which is just, I'm so excited for this film. We can talk about more about that later, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was just watching the tumbleweed go by as you said that. I was like...
No, I'm excited too. I was just kind of like, yeah. No, I've not seen the new trailer. But no, when they released the first trailer, I was like, oh God, what is this? But equally, I was like, I need to watch this now. I actually, just looking up, I have the Detective Pikachu, the kind of 6-inch amiibo.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've not played the DS game. I probably should have done, but I saw that and was like, I need it. I need this movie. And if they did a Switch, kind of either port of the game or like a Switch one, that would be pretty cool.
No, I did watch the trailer. I did think it was a bit crazy. So I'll probably watch it just to see what it's all about. But it better be good.
Deadpool is a caffeine addict Pikachu.
Yeah,
what's
pretty
not
much.
To like? I heard Detective Pikachu, the old game from however many years ago, didn't get great reviews. So I was a bit surprised when they announced the Detective Pikachu movie, but definitely going to be first in line to watch it.
Yeah, just watching the trailer and all the little kind of nods to stuff from the anime. I'm like, yes. Cannot wait.
Okay, next up, there's a new Call of Duty coming this year. It's going to have a campaign and quite an extensive multiplayer mode. So there we go. Also, Darksiders coming to Switch. Yes, Darksiders is coming to Switch. Oh, I'll be playing it again then. Yay!
That's the first one that's coming to Switch, right?
Yeah, that's the best one anyway. So I'm quite happy about that.
I don't know. 2 was good though. Death was fun to play as.
I still think 1 was the best.
I just liked the combat in 2. 1 is good. 3 is just no. But 2, I think just because War was really chunky, so I just enjoyed the combat. But you probably played more of it than I have, so
I just thought War was a better character in that, so
you're gonna hate me, Joe. I played the first hour of Darksiders and I got bored. Moved on.
Ah, well, not for everybody. Not everyone can have good taste in games, I suppose.
No, it takes a village.
I still like Darksiders 3 though. I still think that's good.
The jury is definitely still out on that one for me.
Yes.
I keep going back to it, playing half an hour and going, nope, no, I still hate it. It's fine. Putting it back on the shelf and playing something else for a bit.
But you do keep going back to it, which is always.
I do. It's because I really want, because I love Fury as a character is quite interesting, and I really want to see that to fruition. I want to see what they do with that. And because I am not probably quite as big of a fan as Joe is, but I love the first 2 Darksiders games. So I really was super excited. And then just, I don't know. I will finish it.
The ending's pretty cool, actually. The ending to 3 is really good. I was quite impressed with the ending.
To finish it now.
Yeah, I was impressed with the ending. And that's another thing, because there was a lot of financials come out during week, so that sort of news came out as part of that. But they were just saying that Darksiders it did sort of break even. They made their money back from Darksiders 3. They said on development, and they said it's a franchise that's really important to them. So the fact that THQ said that means that we're going to get more. Yes, I'm so excited. The fact they said it's important to them just means a lot. That means we're going to hear. I like more the merrier, as far as Darksiders is concerned. And it can only get better. What with that new studio, they'll learn their lessons. They'll make it better. So.
As long as they kind of, I think, take the feedback on, and they have. I mean, hats off to them. They have. I mean, there was a patch out a week after launch that they kind of fixed a lot of the issues. There's still quite a few glaring ones, but they did kind of go, okay, shoot, we've messed up. Let's fix that as quickly as possible.
They fixed a lot of the issues. I sent them a huge email before the game came out after I'd reviewed it. And all the issues I'd put in my email that actually fixed in the patch.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And I thought was wrong with it. I'm not saying they fixed it because of me, but I'm just saying...
With me, it's all me, you're welcome.
I'm just saying I did give them a big list of things I thought could be improved. That's all.
That being said, if you got yours in before everybody else playing the game, yours would be the first ones that they saw. So you can kind of take some of the credit for it, I guess.
Yes, credit.
Send them an email, be like, I'd like my name in the credits, thank you.
Yeah, next. Darksiders 4 consultant. Okay, let's move on then. Our topic this week, I'll let Nick introduce it since it was his idea. No, it wasn't. It
wasn't mine.
Back his idea. Okay, I mean, back.
I'll take credit for it. But...
No, it's back his idea. I remember now. My memory was a bit short there, but I remember. So Bacchus gets to introduce this one.
So my topic for this week was expectations of games. So we all, when you see a game that you love, you kind of go in thinking this is going to be great, it's going to be fantastic. Or equally, and this was the kind of thing that kind of drew me, is sometimes you'll think a game, it looks awful, and then you play it and you are completely taken aback. So the reason that I kind of thought about that was I reviewed Crackdown 3 this week. And when I was asked to review it, my kind of first thought was, I'm going to hate this. But I'll do it anyway because I'm excited to play a new game and got to give it its dues. But I absolutely loved it. I think my review is probably one of the highest scores it's got. Genuinely kind of blew me away. It was so much fun, and I found myself kind of really wanting to I'd play a few hours, I'd kind of go to write something about it, and I'd find myself actively wanting to go back and play more. I kind of couldn't get enough of that world, and it kind of just threw me a little bit. And I was like, you know what? How many games have I missed out on just because I thought I probably wouldn't like it? And another one that I thought about was The Last of Us, which is probably one of my all-time favorite games. But back when it came out, wasn't really my kind of thing. I also was terrified of zombies, still kind of a little bit am. But back then, anything zombie related, I know they're not the traditional zombies, but they essentially are. I wouldn't touch with the barge pole. So the only reason I played The Last of Us is I think we had a staff copy, which was passed around, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And lo and behold, it is one of my all-time favorite games. I cannot get enough of that franchise. I can't wait for number 2. As much as there's, I'm a little bit hesitant, I'm excited for number 2. So yeah. And then the third one that I thought of is kind of a bit of the opposite. So No Man's Sky, when that got announced, I was so excited. It looked amazing. I couldn't wait to get into it. And then picked up the big fancy edition and got into it, and I absolutely hated it. Didn't want to play. I know now they've added loads of updates for it. It's a much better game, but back kind of on day one was just not at all what I expected for it. So what about you guys? What are your kind of games that you maybe weren't into thinking they'd be great and they weren't, or vice versa, kind of picked them up on an off chance and ended up loving them?
I think I've got quite a lot actually that I can think of. One of the first ones that springs to mind is Dying Light, which is a game I probably thought, oh, it's a zombie game or big deal sort of thing. But then I played it and it's friggin' amazing. Dying Light's an absolutely amazing game. It's so good. Especially sort of playing 2 people. Oh, it's so good. Absolutely love Dying Light. It's just one of the games because it's from a studio that's sort of, and even though it's a studio that does Dead Island, isn't it? I think. But
yeah.
And I did like the Dead Island games, so I guess kind of Dead Island's another one I could go, oh well, yeah, that's one. But even though I knew it was for the Dead Island people, I thought, oh, it'll just be more of the same sort of thing. But I just didn't expect it to have the level of polish it had, and the gameplay, just everything about it, I thought was absolutely fantastic. Really, really cracking game. Really enjoyed that one. Valkyrie Chronicles. I mean, that's got a bit as far away from the type of game I enjoy as you can get. That sort of game, Valkyrie Chronicles, it's sort of turn-based. It's definitely sort of Japanese-style game, so it's the sort of game I would normally avoid at all costs. But I think I had to review it. So I played it for review and I just absolutely loved it. I think I ended up giving it a 10 out of 10 or something, the first one.
Oh, wow.
The one that came out originally, because I remember I was in Glasgow seeing my mum and I took my PlayStation with me so I could review it. And I played it up there. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, that was another one that blew me away. There's loads. Let me think. Heavy Rain probably is another one actually. Because Heavy Rain was kind of a bit what's this going to be like? It was a bit weird when I first started playing it. But then I played it and I just couldn't stop. I think I just kept going until I finished it, because it was just one of those games that it was just so different and really good fun. So I really enjoyed that as well. And if another one I can think of, I've got loads, is a Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is a fairly more recent one. It's didn't it come out this time last year? I think it was.
Roughly.
I think it was kickstarted, and it's kind of like, because it's from a studio I never really heard of, and I knew it was a sort of open world RPG, so I'm thinking to myself, fantasy open world RPG, I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be absolutely bloody awful, it's going to be glitchy, the graphics are going to be terrible, there's going to be nothing good about it whatsoever, and I absolutely loved it. It's got literally Skyrim, it's just Skyrim with knights, basically.
Yeah, I think when I saw the E3 trailer for that one, I was like, cool, medieval knight simulator.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's an absolutely stunning game. I mean, it's as good as, it's way up there with Skyrim. It's as good as Skyrim and polish, and the story, the combat is brilliant, from what I remember. Absolutely loved it. It was so good, that game. If you've not played it, make sure you check it out. THQ's bought that studio now, but yeah.
Not sponsored.
It's really, really good. Really good. And probably one final one is probably Darksiders, to be honest.
Didn't see that one coming.
Knew nothing about it, really. I didn't really know what it was about. I don't know what made me play it. I don't know if I was reviewing it. I was probably reviewing it, to be honest. I probably just got given it and said review that, and I probably went, okay, what is it? Tried it and just loved it. Absolutely. So yeah, there's loads that have really surprised me, and there's plenty that have just completely disappointed me as well. I could be here all day listing them, no. But yeah, there we go. That's probably it. I'll let you talk now, Nick.
Well, I can't say The Last of Us because the cordyceps fungus is something I've known about for a while. I did microbiology at uni, and that fungus is absolutely terrifying. I remember sitting there in lectures going, imagine if something like that came to our species. We would all be up the creek without a paddle. Mm-hmm. And then The Last of Us comes out, and I'm like, yep, this is the exact apocalypse I was sitting there fantasizing about and, well, being horrified about in my lectures. Yeah, so not that one. Heavy Rain, but for the opposite reason to Joe, I thought the game was absolutely awful. I platinumed it to prove a point to my girlfriend at the time, saying it's not because the game's difficult. It's not difficult at all. Anyone can finish it. But it didn't gel with me. Everyone was going on about how it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but for me, it didn't sit with me.
I thought this ending of Heavy Rain, without any spoilers, I think made up a lot of the kind of faults with the game, was the fact that I couldn't figure out who it was.
I did.
I didn't, and I normally am pretty good at that, but I just could not. And then it ended, and I went, "Oh, okay, my hat's off to you, game," because I did not see that. Fair enough.
I say the most disappointing game that I've ever played is probably Battlefield 4. I think it was the one where there's a QTE with a rat early in the game, and it just kills you if you don't kill the rat quick enough because it squeaks, and thus a guard looks down into the grate and shoots you. The campaign mode for that was absolutely, it was just so bad. Battlefield 4. That's the one. Battlefield 4, not Battlefront.
I just gave in with campaigns on FPS shooters like Call of Duty and Battlefront. I gave in with them. I just got so fed up with them after a while. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So
they can be absolutely incredible. Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 have some of the best FPS campaigns I've ever seen.
But after them, I gave in. I was like, nah.
I mean, the first level of Modern Warfare is a testament to perfect level design. But we can come back and talk about that one another time. There are loads and loads and loads of games that I've played that I just picked up either on a whim because they were given to me to review or whatever, and I've fallen in love. Sam and Max, have either of you played any of those games?
No.
It's like maybe
old school point and click by Telltale Games before they done the whole The Walking Dead stuff.
Okay.
I picked that one up on PlayStation Plus about probably 6 years ago. Bored one afternoon, sitting there in my house in Japan. Nobody wanted to come out because there's probably a typhoon outside or something. So I was like, we'll download these games. There's 5 chapters here they're giving me for free. The worst that happens is I just delete them in an hour's time. After playing through those 5 episodes, I went back and bought every game in the catalogue because they are phenomenal. Really, really funny games. They're a bit, I don't want to say adult because they're not adult games, but they're definitely towards the 18 end rather than the U end of things, even though one of the characters is this really cute hyperkinetic rabbity thing. I do recommend it if you like point and clicks. But other than that, I would say probably Brothers is the other one that's really stuck with me. It's the second game I ever reviewed when I got into games journalism. I got sent the code. I knew absolutely nothing about it. You've got these 2 people that walk around together, chatting away in this language that is absolutely unintelligible. It's just like a made-up language unique to the game. And even though you have no idea what they're talking about, you know that their dad's sick because you see that in the opening cutscene. But by the end of the game, maybe 3 or 4 hours later, you are deeply invested in both of them. I can't really say much beyond that because of the length of the game. But if you want something that's fun and relatively easy, and it's got a fairly unique set of controls. So on the PlayStation controller, you control one brother with one half of the controller, like the D-pad, if memory serves, and the other brother you control using the triangle, circle, X, square. So you got to control both of them at the same time, which is really, really weird, but well worth playing. Hopefully, I've sold it to you there.
that's been on my list for a really long time, but it's always one that I've always kind of not brushed over, but there's always been something else to play. But I will get around to it eventually, one day, when I'm retired and I have time to play all of these games.
It's one of those games you can finish before lunch, so
okay.
Well worth a shot if you've just got a rainy afternoon one day and you want to try something new.
It's just too many games. I've just got so many to play. I just can't add any more to the list, although I probably will. I'm never going to finish them all. I've just got too many and don't have enough time to play the ones I'm playing now. There's just so many, isn't there? I mean, that's
fine. You just keep buying more. That's what we do. That's the whole point.
Yeah, you just keep getting codes and sending them our way.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, and it's like I said, we reviewed 27 games this month. I mean, how you might keep up with that? It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, if you thought yourself, we probably haven't reviewed even half the games that have come out, because obviously there's a lot of small ones come out as well.
So, there's 20 or so in the drop each week, so.
Yeah, so I mean, you could never keep, if you thought to yourself, I'm going to play a game a day or whatever, you would still not keep up.
You wouldn't have the lights on anymore because we have to go to work.
Yeah, no. You just don't have the time. Okay. Speaking of new release,
last game.
Sorry, you still got one left? I thought you were
one last one. I've spoken about this game a couple of times on this podcast, but Bastion by Supergiant Games. Have either of you played this one?
No.
Nah,
I play nothing apparently.
Yeah. First game of theirs that I played. It's the same company that made Transistor, which is another phenomenal game. But Bastion's the one that blew me away. One of my friends, who always has the best movie recommendations in the world, told me to play this game. I was like, I took one look at it and went, this looks like garbage. He goes, have I ever steered you wrong? Reluctantly, I said no. Went and shelled out about £3 for the game back on the Xbox 360. Downloaded it. Again, just bored one afternoon. I think I was quite hungover that day, to be perfectly honest. Bored one afternoon in my house in Japan. I then played it start to finish, got up, made a pizza, a cup of coffee, went, sat back down and played it start to finish again, back to back. That's how good the game is.
Wow.
Did you get your pizza from a pizza vending machine?
No, I got it out of the fridge and put it in the toaster because that's how Japan works.
Japan's crazy. There's this YouTube channel I've been watching. Hold on there. Wait, give me a sec. I thought I was going to sneeze there. There's this YouTube channel I've been watching, and it's a guy who just he doesn't speak in the videos, but he just takes videos of food related things in Japan, and mostly it's got vending machines or it might be people sort of cooking on the street, but most of the ones I've seen vending machines, so like they have crazy stuff there, don't they? Like pizza vending machines.
I've had
hot pizza at a vending machine. Sandwiches.
My favourite one is hot lemonade in the middle of the winter. Can't beat it.
Hot lemonade.
Yeah, a can of hot lemonade, just dispensed for 100 odd yen, like a quid.
I noticed also they have like hot meals and stuff, like curries and Chinese takeaway and everything, all in these vending machines, and the food in them actually looks reasonably edible.
I tell you what, it's surprisingly good.
No,
it's one of those things where I tried it thinking, this is going to be horrible. I get to complain about this for the rest of my life, and I'm like, this is so good. I can't complain about this. I can complain about not being able to complain because I'm British and that's what we do. That's our national export. But
and he had one video of this cake that they were selling. I think it was called a jiggly cake. I don't know.
Jiggly cake.
I don't know if you know what that is, Nick, or not. But it's this massive, huge tray cake, and they cut it up in slices, and the slices that they sell the people are like the size of a loaf of bread. So, like,
I've not seen those, but
so they cut them all up, and I think you get about 8 to 12 slices out of one bit of cake that was sold. And then she was showing the slice, the girl that was with him on the thing. Like I said, none of them speak, so they just sort of, it's all visual. So they're showing the slice, and she shakes it about a bit, and it just jiggles. So therefore, I'm guessing that's where it gets the name Jiggly Cake. But that one video had like 35 million views.
it's got to get one more after this podcast.
Yeah, I was about to say 2.
I can't remember the name of the guy who does these videos, but the views he gets is crazy for somebody who doesn't even speak. In the video, he just kind of just shows vending machines and stuff, and I'm fascinated watching it all, going, "This is amazing."
There was once upon a time vending machines in Japan that would sell alcohol. You can still get them in quite a lot of places, but the ones on the street that sold alcohol would use facial recognition technology, where you put your face in front of this scanner and it would try and guess how old you are. If you're above the legal age, which I think is 21 in Japan, then out comes the beer, which is a brilliant idea.
That's
up until
a really
the point
cool
where you hold.
idea.
Yeah, thing is, kids realised that you can just hold up a picture of George Clooney. So you had a load of 13-year-olds just out there getting all the beer out of the vending machine, and they went, "You know what? Not a good idea.
Maybe we should stop."
Yeah.
Japan's sort of one of those places, I think, for me that I'd love to go to, but I don't want to go there.
Oh no, I would let's dream trip is like a few months in Japan. I'd live in Japan if I could, but like a few months in Japan is, I'd love it.
Because I don't really like London. Glasgow's kind of like a small version of London, but a lot more friendly.
Better fudge too.
Really? You think Glasgow's friendlier than London?
London's, yes, no nothing in it. Glasgow's one of the most friendliest places in the world. Easy.
It's where the Glasgow kiss comes from.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've not spent much time in Glasgow. Like my family's from more like Dundee, Fife area, but I've always, I don't know.
Oh, it's so friendly. You can't walk along your street without someone stopping and saying something to you, like hello or having a wee chat
Scotland,
or whatever.
though, I feel like that's just Scotland in general. Everyone's just super nice.
Honestly,
and probably drunk most of the time.
Anywhere you can talk to, I just grew up and like talking to strangers on a bus or whatever was just a regular occurrence in Glasgow. Try doing that down south.
I have. When I moved back from Japan, I was saying hi to people in the street like it was perfectly normal to me. And I was like, oh, wait, damn it, I'm in London. I can't do this anymore. People think I'm a nutter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was in the subway going to Eurogamer once, and I was just, I don't know, I was probably just doing what I normally do, just chatting away to people. Anyone who sort of looks at me, I'm talking away to them, and they're all looking at me like I'm some sort of weird eccentric bloke or something. I'm only chatting. I did find one woman who was quite interested in chatting, so the wee old woman, she was chatting away. She's going, oh, people don't normally talk to you in the subway.
No, it's because we're all repressed.
Yeah, I know. So it's not for me down south. it's too conservative. But yeah, so I think that's the reason. I think that's why I don't really like London, and because it's quite a it's quite a confusing packed city as well in it. But then I knew where I was going in Glasgow, so it's a bit different. But London to me is a bit confusing. I've only been there a few times, and Japan looks kind of 10 times more confusing than that.
I'll tell you what, Tokyo is basically London, but 4 times as many people in half as much space. Those numbers are entirely massaged. Don't at me. The rest of Japan is completely unlike Tokyo. It's all super friendly, super just amazing countryside. Where I was living, I'd get people coming up to me and just giving me giant like shipping boxes of fruit that they picked off their trees that morning, just because, you know, new person in the area, here you go, have some free stuff.
Food.
Yeah,
I'm in.
That sounds like my sort of place, the open country and the friendly people. I would enjoy that.
The only downside is it has mega insects like Australia does. So
no, I don't want that.
You win some, you lose some.
I'm not
the biggest
really
spider I had. The biggest spider I had on my wall, I named him Boris. He was the size of a dinner plate.
No, no, no. Stop.
Jeez.
No.
Okay, that's enough then. Let's
No,
talk about
that's
games
that.
again.
Yeah, we went quite
Yeah,
far
that
on
was
the
hell of a
topic there.
tangent, wasn't it?
I don't know how we got to Japan. It was me talking about vending machines, but I don't know where that came from. It's probably because Nick mentioned Japan, so blame him. But yeah, check out that YouTuber. Just Google Japan vending machines and you'll find him. I don't know how many subscribers he's got, but given that his videos all get about 35 million views, the popular ones, he's probably got quite a lot. But yeah, I'm going to watch more of his videos for sure. Speaking of YouTube, has anyone seen Jablinski Games?
Yeah.
Jack
think
Black. It's Jack Black.
His
basically.
videos are just amazing. Jack Black is just the most fantastic human being.
You not seen it, Nick?
No, but I've seen a few of Jack Black's YouTube things over the years. I don't think I've come across that channel.
Oh no, that's his own channel. He's just recently started it.
Yeah.
He started it and he got like 3 million subscribers in a day or something stupid. Okay, but yeah, he's does these games and he's got this sort of running joke going on that it's a gaming channel, but every week he starts his video with going, "No gaming videos this week."
Nice.
It's just his videos are getting more funny and more bizarre each time. But yeah, check that out as well. Okay, I know we've went off on a tangent, but oh well. Sometimes it's nice to do that anyway. Nice to go off on one. Thinking about jiggly cake now.
I know. I just looked. There's loads of people doing vending machines YouTube. I'm gonna have to go through all of them, I guess, for science.
Yeah, look up pizza vending machine. Maybe you'll find them.
Pizza vending machine. Okay.
He also does a magic Coke vending machine as well. Right. I need to explain that now that I've said it. Basically, it's just a Coke vending machine, but when you get the Coke out, it turns into a slushy before your eyes. You open the bottle, and then somehow it turns into a Coke slushy. I don't know how that happens.
Nice.
But it's bizarre. Anyway, I'm just going to read out a list of the games coming out next week. I'm not going to read the descriptions this week because I want to talk about some more stuff before we finish, so I'll just read out what's coming out this week. What's coming out this week is Almost There, the platformer. So as you may guess, that's a platformer. About a duck or something. Oh no, it's not about a duck. It's about, I don't even know what it's about. Doesn't really say. Anthem's coming out, obviously. That's a bizarre one, isn't it? Anthem. I mean, they sort of, it's almost like it's been thrown under a bus with Apex Legends, isn't it? Since they're both from EA. It's almost like, yeah, Anthem's coming out. Let's just forget about that. Here's Apex Legends. It's a really strange thing they've done by releasing a free-to-play shooter a week or so before Anthem comes out, isn't it? What a strange thing to do.
I've not heard great things about Anthem at the moment. I was super psyched to get it. Then the people that I know that have played and reviewed it have just turned around and went, just wait for the sales. Don't buy it now. It is just buggy and horrible. So, kind of deflated on that one. I could have spoken about it earlier, but I haven't played the game yet. So,
I thought you went a bit quiet there, Becca. Were you mesmerised by Jiggly Cake or something?
I'm just trying to find this YouTuber and I can't, so I'm just gonna have to watch loads. I am on the drop now, though. I've loaded that up.
I'll need to send you the link. I'll do that.
You will.
Chroma Gun VR's coming out. We've reviewed that one, or we did review it, but we posted it too early, and they told us, "Can we please post it tomorrow?" So it's going to go live again tomorrow. I didn't get an embargo notice, but they just kind of forgot to tell me about it, so I've just took it down for now. It'll go live again tomorrow. Daggerhood. That's a sort of little pixelated game. Death End Request. This looks like a kind of Japanese style game. DreamWorks Dragon Dawn of the New Riders. So Dragon's basically the sort of animated movie. It's a game based on that. There's one called Farm Together. Hacky Zack. Hell Warders is coming out as well. Hexamaze Pod, which is a sort of cute looking. I don't know if we got a code for that or not. I don't remember.
We did.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one I gave to you?
Yeah, the review will be up tomorrow for it.
That was quite cute, I thought. So yeah.
I don't know what I can say and what I can't, but it's very cute.
Yeah, it does look cute. That's
it.
Co-op puzzle game. Queen's Quest 2 Stories of the Forgotten Past. This looks like some sort of, from the thumbnail, it looks like some sort of cheesy novel.
The art's not selling it to me.
No. Rhyme 9000. We'll read out descriptions again next week. I'm just going through them, but it doesn't look very exciting. Steins Gate Elite. Unexplored Unlocked Edition. So yeah, there's nothing mega apart from Anthem, which is the sort of big release of the week. Probably the rest is sort of little platformers. There's nothing really sticking out there to me. Maybe Pod, that kind of looks quite interesting out of the ones I've just read out, but the rest, I wouldn't say there's much else that sticks out to me. But if there is anything you think sticks out, listeners, then let us know what you think is going to be good coming out this week. Okay, we've still got time to talk about what we've been playing, so we'll move on to that. Me and Becca have obviously been playing Crackdown 3 because we both reviewed it and both gave it reasonably decent scores.
Yeah, I think we brought the average up, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I can see both sides of the coin here, but I think I said that in my review. I think I said in my review that you can that basically it might not look good, but as you sort of get into it more and more, you begin to realise how much fun it is. It's just
I think that it's at its core, it's just fun. The story is mediocre. The graphics are pretty poor, but I had a hell of a lot of fun playing. Genuinely had so much fun just running around playing as Terry Crews, just like blowing things up. It was great.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's fun the more sort of chaotic it gets. When things start to get really chaotic and you're just blowing things up for all angles. That's really fun. I still think it looks a bit like a Disney Infinity game. Like the way the world just feels quite empty. But maybe the world's so empty because when it gets crazy, there's no room for anybody else. It's just full of bloody enemies. So maybe they left it empty on purpose. Just so there's room for the enemies to fit in and all the explosions and stuff. I don't know. But
I mean, I kept getting told off for killing civilians. Like I was getting echo on the comms repeatedly, like, please stop killing people. And I'm like, they got in my way of my grenades. It's not my fault.
Yeah, so that is fun. I've quite enjoyed that. What else have I played? I had to go with Tetris 99. It's good, but
it's not Tetris Effect.
Damn it, that's the one I meant to mention earlier when we were talking about games that really surprised us. That was probably my number one Tetris Effect.
That surprised the entire world, that one.
That was probably my number one game that surprised me. So it was because it's just so bloody amazing. In VR, it's just stunning. But yeah, Tetris 99 is good, but I know that it's the sort of game I'll get bored with quite quick because knowing that I have to pay for Nintendo Online and I don't really want to pay for that, so I played it with the 7-day free trial, and then I cancelled that trial immediately before they took any money off me because I'm not really interested in playing online on Nintendo, to be honest. So yeah, it's okay though. It's a fun enough game. It's just Tetris really, except the twist is that other people can sort of put blocks in your way and make it harder for you. I finished 22nd in my very first game, which I thought was quite good. I was quite pleased with that.
That sounds like they've taken a game I loved and taken all of the things I hate about playing online and smashing it all together.
Yeah, that's basically
You're not selling it to me, Joe.
I mean, what I like about Tetris has just been the sort of, you can just sit there, you don't have to worry about people putting blocks in your way or whatever. You just sit there, you play it. It passes the time and it's just relaxing. When you have other people sort of interfering with your game, it becomes a little less relaxing, doesn't it?
Yeah, you say that it's relaxing, but yesterday I started journey mode on Tetris Effect on the hardest difficulty, and that is not relaxing, my friend. That is unpleasant. Have you tried it on the hardest difficulty yet? The story campaign kind of thing.
Are you kidding? I want to enjoy the game, no fucking. I don't want to make it even worse.
It starts at like speed level 9 or 10. It's not easy.
Nah, I don't think that sounds relaxing at all. I think I just like when it's chilled and then the music's playing and it's all just. I don't know. It's nice like that. Don't want to go a bit. Don't want it going all mad. I don't know if I played anything else apart from Crackdown and Tetris 99. I don't remember playing anything else. I think it was a bit of a busy week though, because I was editing more reviews than I care to remember. It was quite a busy week last week, wasn't it? With all those big new releases coming out. So yeah, that's probably all I had time to play. What about you, Becca? What did you manage?
So obviously I did Crackdown, which was, not going to talk about it again, but was a lot of fun. But I also have been playing Far Cry New Dawn, which I am just loving, absolutely loving. If you want to read my review, it's up on SquareXO. But I kind of was a little bit nervous about New Dawn because when they did Primal, I felt like it just kind of flopped a little bit. Like they took this game that should have been a DLC, made it a standalone, and I just hated it. So with New Dawn, I was a little bit concerned it would be a reskin. They just whacked a bit of paint on Hope County and left it at that. But it is just a fantastic addition to the kind of franchise. And if you enjoyed 5, I definitely recommend jumping onto New Dawn. If you haven't finished 5, I'd do that before playing New Dawn because there's a lot of spoilers and it's a lot of kind of stuff that you need to have finished 5 maybe to kind of understand. But no, it's a lot of fun. I just I've spent a ridiculous amount of hours just collecting skins and components to get better weapons. The weapons in that game, there's a weapon called Saw Launcher, and it is just ridiculous. It is the most fun you can have with kind of saw blades and just throwing them at people. It's fantastic.
Nice. I haven't tried Far Cry 5 yet. It's been on the list for forever, but one day in 10
5
years
is
maybe.
good. No, 5's a lot of fun. See, I did, but I definitely with 5, I got to the point, because you've obviously got the 3 areas. I left Faith until last. I got about halfway through Faith's area and kind of got that feeling of, okay, I want it to be finished now. New Dawn changes a few things and tweaks kind of bits and bobs. And so far, I've probably played about 20-25 hours, and even so I don't feel at any point that I'm like, ugh, I don't want to play anymore. I'm just like, oh, just one more outpost, or there's just like a treasure hunt over there, just give me like 5 minutes. Don't know who I'm asking for 5 minutes. Like my brain, I'm kind of going, we'll go to bed soon, I promise, just one more outpost. And then it's like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, okay, should have been asleep by now. But yeah, it's New Dawn is good.
That's what I was doing with Metro last week. The whole I should probably go to bed now because it's midnight. Oh crap, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to work in a few hours.
I really regrets. But then you're like, well, now I'm already up late. I might as well just finish off what I was doing.
Yeah, get some coffee, power through.
Yeah. Metro's on the list. I picked that up with Far Cry, but obviously with doing the review, Far Cry got the kind of preferential treatment. So once I've done with Far Cry, we'll be jumping over onto Metro. I've heard it's really good, but I've also heard it's quite scary, so I don't know how that's going to go down.
Yeah, this is where I've got to apologise to our good friend Lloyd, because when he was asking if it's a scary game, because he's not a great fan of jump scares, I said, no, mate, it's fine. And then Nicole, who used to be on this podcast, turns around and goes, that first jump scare, the one that I know is entirely there in the first 15 minutes of the game, gets me every time. And going, I hope Lloyd hasn't seen this, because if he has and he hasn't played the game yet, he's not going to play it now. Sorry,
so
Lloyd.
What you're doing is admitting you lied to Lloyd to make him play it.
No, I'm admitting that it didn't make me jump, but it has made other people jump that I was unaware of at that time. So I wasn't technically lying, I was just wrong.
I'll report back after that. But knowing me, I'll probably throw my controller in the air and break something, because I'm particularly sensitive to jump scares, shall we say. They get me quite good.
And was there anything else playing wise?
Just Metro and Tetris for me.
Yeah, so we've all kind of had a quiet week, I guess, haven't we? In terms of playing games. Well, 2 games isn't bad. I imagine that's more.
I was about to say, I've completed 2 AAA titles. I feel like maybe it's been
Yeah, I wouldn't call it quiet.
Like I probably racked up like 60 hours on between the two of them in total. I want to say thereabouts.
It's not bad then.
But it's a quiet week.
I guess
So
that's just the way for a journalist. 2 games that's got a holiday.
Yeah, true. If there were 2 indie games, like a little indie titles are fine. It's when it's a AAA title and you're like, oh, how much of this do I have to play? And you're kind of like, okay, I've done X amount of hours, but I probably should try and finish it. But if it's like a game like Kingdom Hearts, for example, it's ridiculous. I still haven't finished Kingdom Hearts either. Update.
I heard.
Nowhere near.
I've been hearing that. I mean, I'm not a fan of the game, obviously, but I've been hearing people are quite disappointed with it. Kingdom Hearts.
I've heard that it's impossible to follow the story. So
that I will attest. I mean, again, I've not kind of played much of the originals, and the story is the most convoluted thing ever. And one of my good friends, Dee, shout out. She got mentioned before, but I didn't mention her name, and she was like, "That was me." So there's your name, Dee. She is the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, and even she's a bit like, I've got no idea what's going on. However, it's ridiculously fun. Like it's that kind of stupid. You're summoning like Disneyland rides. Don't know why, but you do, and it's great and it's colourful and it kind of very childlike, fun-esque. But I'm yet to finish it. I really need to, but.
Okay, right. I really need to think of some games to play. It's not right.
You've literally 10 minutes ago, you were like, I've got too many games, and now you've just said I need to find some games to play.
No, I meant games to play on a podcast instead of video games. So I've got a quick one then, one that's just made up in my head. We'll call this a quick fire round. You've got 10 seconds each. We'll start you back. You've got
Oh no.
10 seconds each to think of 5 games beginning with the letter
Oh god.
M.
Okay. Do I start now?
Yeah.
Metro, Minecraft, My Little Pony. I'm sure there'll be that out there somewhere. Metroid. My brain has just entirely stopped working.
You got 4. I just made that game up in my head. I quite like that one. I'll need to come up with
that's just given me that's added 10 years to how old I look, or taking 10 years off my age. That's
back. I got 4. I'm not sure about My Little Pony though.
I mean, I'm going to Google that. There'll be a My Little Pony game.
Yeah, there's going to be about 1 million.
Okay. Does that
they all count?
We'll give you that one. Then you've got 4. Then Nick, you get
My Little Pony Equestria Girls. There you go.
You've got a different letter, Nick. Yours is,
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yours is B. Go.
Battlefield 1, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3.
No.
Does that count?
No.
Battlefront, Bastion. This is where my mind goes blank.
I can think of one.
Come on, you say it, I'll get the point.
Battletoads.
Your time was
I
up
love
anyway.
Battletoads. That was a brilliant game. Yeah, there's no way I'm ever going to win that kind of thing. My mind goes blank.
Mm-hmm.
Battletoads,
it's like when someone asks
that
you
was
to say
brilliant
something
game.
in a different language, and you're like, no.
You got 5. Backer got 4.
Woo! Apparently, there's some way that I was going to win that game. I take it all back.
Do I get an extra point for giving him Battletoads though?
No, because he was at a time. He didn't get that one.
No.
That wasn't.
Do I get an extra point for getting Battletoads?
No, you lost. Never mind.
I don't like this game anymore.
We'll try it once more next week. That was quite fun.
Sounds good.
You're not allowed to study though every letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, no, that's how I was going to use my time between now and next week. I was going to sit and study what games come out.
So I've already studied the letters of the alphabet. I'm pretty good on that one. A, B, C.
Is all you know?
Yeah, that is it.
Pretty much. It's been a long day.
Wait, do it in Japanese.
A, I, U, E, O, Kaki, Kuke, Kosashi, Suses, etc. There's 46 in Japanese, and there's 3 alphabets.
I think I'll need to watch some YouTube videos on Japanese alphabets now.
No, I need to watch those. Jiggly cake.
Remembering the order of the Japanese alphabet is actually really hard because it's like a table rather than a straight line.
Ah.
But I can explain that to someone on Twitter if you really care. I'll explain. Otherwise, just take my word for it.
I don't know. It's madness, isn't it? Oh, by the way, the name of that YouTuber I've found out, it's Dancing Bacons.
Right.
Dancing
Sounds
Bacons.
Japanese.
So yeah, you can check that out. Taiwan Jiggly Cake, that's what it's called.
Dancing.
So yeah, look that up. It's kind of fascinating just watching these videos. Because he doesn't speak. I think that's what makes it most fascinating of all. That there's just no voice. Okay, yeah. So look that up.
Anyway.
No idea how many subscribers he's got. 323,000. Not bad for somebody who doesn't speak, eh?
No.
There we go then. Right. We've sort of went off on a Japanese tangent this week.
Multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times, but that's okay. I don't mind going off on tangents. It's nice to sort of go off on one now and again. I like that. Okay, so yeah, that's us. We're done. I think episode 93 is done. 94 next time. Getting closer to 100. Don't forget, you can follow us in all those places I mentioned at the start. If you were listening at the start, you know where they are, so I'm not going to repeat myself. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.